making my way. I made my way, slept last night in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is south of the Grand Canyon. Now this morning I'm making my way down south to Sedona and driving through the national forest here. It is quite the drive. Sedona itself is national forest. It's not a national park, but it's supposed to be really beautiful. And if this is a foretaste, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm in the little town of Sedona. It's very quaint and a massive tourist trap. Everything here is geared towards tourists. I've been to the visitor center and I've got ideas on a map and found out where it's okay to do dispersed camping or boondocking for me to sleep for tonight. And now as soon as I can make a U-turn, I'll be on my way towards the trail. It's 1:25. I'm going to do a shorter trail this afternoon. Find a boondocking spot, and then tomorrow will be a hiking day. I saw an advertisement for a Jeep tour, 2 hours for $20. I thought, let me go and check this out. And that's, yeah, can do it, but then you got to listen to a 2-hour presentation for a timeshare. So if you don't want to listen to the presentation, it's $75 for the 2-hour trip. Oh well, you know what they say about if something sounds too good to be true. And as I say, even though the town is very touristy, it's well designed and it's actually very quaint. the setting with the mountains around it is very pretty. Okay, started off on my first, well, my only hike for today. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. It's 23 degrees Celsius, and the hike is called Thunder Mountain. It's a loop trail. I'm not sure which of these mountains behind me is Thunder Mountain, but I shall find out. It's warmer than it's been for a while. And tonight's going to go down, the minimum tonight's going to be 10 degrees Celsius, which is really comfortable. The mystery is solved. This is Thunder Mountain ahead of me. I don't actually climb it. The trail goes past it and then around in a loop. But such a dominating presence that it's given its name to the trail. You can tell it's desert here. So there is greenery, but not, it's all hardy stuff, cacti, etc. No grasses to speak of. You can see the town, the edge of town in the distance there, and the mountains beyond. And Thunder Mountain next to me. Really is pretty here. Different pretty, but pretty. Another view of the town down below. It seems to like blend into the desert and the mountain scenery behind. And if you take a look at the houses, sometimes the trail comes pretty close to them. Like this one. They seem to be appropriate for this desert climate, and you can't see from here. But when these houses, when you see their gardens, it's not ridiculous green lawns which would chew up an incredible amount of water in this environment. It's all stuff, plants and rocks and stuff that are appropriate. It's kind of weird how that one pinnacle top of Thunder Mountain survived erosion. Wonder how long it'll last. Also, Thunder Mountain is bigger than I thought it was, because it goes all the way along there. Now over there, you've got some more interesting erosion patterns. It's just beautiful with the different colours of the layers of the rocks. I know I had that in Arches and other places, but you never really get tired of it. So the track here, or the trail, is not particularly difficult. There are no steep uphills or downhills, but it is pretty rough. I've seen quite a few people on mountain bikes doing it, and they also seem to find it a bit of a challenge. I would be very hesitant to ride a bike here. I think my bike riding experience at the Grand Canyon was definitely enough for me. I'm really enjoying this trail though, with a constantly changing view of the city down below. It's kind of like the hike I did in Page, well, not nearly as long, where you have evidence of civilization in sight pretty much most of the way. But you just look to the side and you see the mountains above you, and it's a great hike. It really is. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. For the last few minutes I've been walking in the shade, which is really nice. As I said, it's 23 degrees Celsius today. I think this is the warmest weather I've had while hiking since I've arrived in the States. And I mean, it's fine, but it's very different to hiking when it's 8, 10, 12 degrees and you've got a chilly breeze going. It's nice. It's desert hiking. I don't think it's meant to be chilly when you hike in the desert. Sounds like an oxymoron, but the desert can get cold, especially at night. The temperatures can plummet. But like I said, tonight should be good. 10 degrees minimum, which is fine. That was a great hike for today. I found my boondocking spot, and it's nice. It's not the prettiest spot I've ever seen. I've got some neighbors in the distance there, and another one over there, but nobody nearby, so hopefully it'll be a quiet night. But not far from I have what appears to be a landing strip, either for ultralights or for microlights or for model aircraft, because there's definitely a sign there that says, oops, caution, low flying aircraft. But this thing can't be more than 100 meters long, so I can't see even a light aircraft landing there. Good morning. I'm at my campsite in the Sedona area, outside the little town of Sedona, and woke up to a really pretty sunrise this morning. So I'm looking forward to a great day of hiking, and it looks even better through the rear camera. This is definitely a good sign. When you start the day with a sky like that, things are looking up. A few more cars joined me here during the night. They must have arrived late because I didn't even hear them coming here. There's another one down there, and then there are the three over there. Not a problem. Apparently hot air ballooning is very popular in these parts. I don't know if you can make out the balloons. Hey, off on my first hike of the day. It was about a 15-minute drive from where I slept. It is now 7:50. And it's a good thing I came early because there's not much parking here at the trailhead. So it's partly overcast today, a little chilly still in the morning, but nice. There's no rain in the forecast, so this should be good. I'm walking in a dry riverbed. It's interesting seeing the vegetation around, etc. At this stage there's not much in the way of panoramic views, but it is a pretty hike. Like yesterday, not too far from civilization. I can hear sounds from the roads in the distance. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but this hike is about 4.5 miles. A nice morning workout. So 1 mile in, the view is starting to open up a little bit. I'm not longer walking in a dry stream, as you can see, but I am getting views of the scenery around me, and the desert vegetation is also pretty good. 1 mile in, as I said, what's nice is that it's not cold, it's cool, but the fact that it's overcast makes it a lot more pleasant for walking. Like I said, it's not supposed to rain. I hope it doesn't. I got a raincoat in my backpack together with my other emergency supplies. But in the meantime, I'm just enjoying the view, walking along the path here, the desert colors. I think that whenever I see a red stone or something like that in the future, or dark orange, it's going to remind me of Utah and Arizona. It's just really, really pretty. And the mountains there, the different layers, and the way they're eroding, really makes for an interesting walk. The trick is that you have to walk, keep your eyes open and look up. There's always a tendency just to watch where you're putting your feet, and then you miss out on things like that. Which in my mind is really pretty. And I mean, it's a real shame to come all this way and then to miss out on things because you're not looking up. This leg of the trail is called Dead Man Pass Trail. I don't know where the name comes from, but it's interesting, if a little ominous. Nice easy walk though. Really awesome view as I walk along Dead Man's Pass Trail. Really cool. The walk is taking me around the side of a mountain, a little bit up. I'm not climbing the mountain, but I'm on the side of it, a little bit up. You get this panoramic view of the area, which is just incredible. And this is the mountain I'm walking around, unfortunately not up. I can see even there in the distance, I think that, whoops, there is the trail, that line there. We shall see. In the meantime, I'm really enjoying this. Once again, the view has subtly changed. I'm walking along, still walking along the side of the mountain, but there's more of a drop here. I'm higher above the canyon. The sun's coming out there a little bit. Just awesome views. This is, as I said, this is a really great hike, and I'm nearly 3 miles in, so probably 2/3 of the way done. I think I'm going to be sorry when it's over. With a mile to go, once again, the scenery is changing. Great hike, just a great hike. Oh, that was a great first hike. Came back to the camper, had a bit of breakfast, cup of coffee, and now I'm on my way to the second hike. It seems to be getting cloudier, and even though the forecast is still no rain, I think I'm going to get my second hike in before sooner rather than later, just in case it starts to rain. So I'll get that in and then maybe head towards Sedona itself for a bit of lunch. In the meantime, it's interesting driving through the neighborhood here to get to this trailhead, seeing the houses, as I said earlier, very much suited to the
in 800 feet, turn
desert.
left to stay on Thunder Mountain Road.
Yeah. By the way, this whole trip would never have been possible without GPS. I couldn't see myself.
Take the next left to stay on Thunder Mountain Road, then slight right to stay on Thunder Mountain Road.
I couldn't see myself doing anything like this without a GPS. There's no way I could sit, driving by myself with maps and all the rest of it. It would have just been too stressful. Anyway, approaching the trailhead.
Take the next right to stay on Thunder Mountain Road. Then you'll arrive at your destination.
And as the dear lady in Google Maps says, I'm pretty much there. I'm at the start of my second hike for the day. As you can see behind me, the clouds are starting to look a little bit ominous. There's still, I checked the forecast again, there's still no rain forecast. I'd rather get the hike in earlier. The name of the hike, this is called Signal Mountain. It's a loop around the mountain. That is the mountain, and I can actually see a couple of people sitting on top there. Yeah, I'm not going to be climbing up the mountain. I will settle for a hike around it. So off I go. Okay, a bit of a clarification. This ahead of me is Chimney Rock, obviously named for those three up there. And I'm going to be walking around it clockwise. Similar type of trail to what I did this morning, but obviously, or earlier this morning because it's still morning, but similar foliage, but the trail and the views themselves are a little bit different. The sun is still struggling to come out, which makes the temperatures count up a little bit, but it's still cool, which makes for very pleasant hiking conditions. And the view in the distance there is great. Gone up a bit in elevation once again to stunning views. And Chimney Rock that I'm hiking around. Definitely a fun hike. Great scenery, enough up and down and twisting and turning to make it interesting. The valley down below. Town in the distance there. Nice. I am nearly back at the van. This has been a great second hike. Get there, have something cold to drink. I love having a fridge with me, and after the first hike made a cup of coffee and sandwiches. Awesome. Have something to drink and probably head into town and maybe explore some other options, non-hiking options for this afternoon. We'll see. But in terms of the hiking, I think that's it for today. Got up and getting organized this morning. Noticed outside more hot air balloons. I think they take off from near where I am because it's right into the sun. But there is one just there. I had a quiet night. I'm packing up the RV, getting ready to move on. So this will be the last clip in my Sedona video. After I post this, there's going to be a bit more of a gap before I post the next one, because I am going to be spending a few days with a friend and I won't be filming during that time. I'm not sure if I'll do any hiking or what we'll be doing, but a little bit of a break, and then I'll get back to making video clips. So I hope you enjoyed the Sedona video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.